Hello, I'm Jim Morningstar, your guide through this 9-session Integrative Life Teacher Training Series. Growth requires passing on what is your best, whether it is simply by example or in other forms of transmission. The more consciously you do this, the more effectively you and all around you grow. Life Lesson Acknowledgement and Goals. As stated at the onset, the focus of this first class is an enhanced reality of yourself as already being a teacher and to reinforce a strong foundation for our work. So it's not to pretend we need to start from scratch. It's to build upon experiences and skills that have led us to this point. We must be willing to acknowledge the seeds for this new integrative paradigm that have already been planted so we can truly listen how to now grow them in a way that's most fulfilling for us in the next chapter of our life. Acknowledgement is the cornerstone of growth. If we're unwilling to acknowledge the value of what we have already built, we stall our progress by continuously starting over, which can get confusing and discouraging. This is not about bragging or puffing up our egos, but it's also not about false humility. It's about telling the truth as best we know it. Together, let us now do an inventory of what we've discovered about what is genuinely fulfilling to ourselves on all levels in 4 major life areas. On Class 1, Handout 2, Life Lessons, Acknowledgement, and Goals, Section 1, briefly list 2 lessons you've learned about what is genuinely fulfilling to you in each of the 4 life areas listed. A, work or service. B, relationships, family, intimate, social, and business. C, personal growth, self-improvement, body, health. And D, recreation, play, entertainment, vacation. Again, take a breath with each section and tell the truth from your heart about what was most fulfilling on all levels for you in each area. If there's a repetition or overlap between the areas, so be it. There's probably something important to notice in that for you. In Section 2 of Handout 2, briefly acknowledge one way you have supported another or others in each of these 4 life areas. And finally, in Section 3, state one goal you have for yourself in this course for each area. This Section 3 is just a preliminary draft, which will be refined in much greater detail after we've done more listening to our authentic self. Take your time and complete this now and come back to the video. This exercise was by way of warming us up to go deeper in telling the truth and acknowledging the foundations of what we've already learned and taught as a teacher and student in 4 major areas of life. Spiritual community building. The final area of focus for this class is in looking at and acknowledging ways we are here to be community builders and have been doing this in spirit, if not already consciously, in our lives. Simply by virtue of aspiring to embrace the work of an integrative life teacher, you are magnetizing the life energy around you to attract like-spirited souls to walk the path of higher consciousness. In fact, even if you have never directly interacted with anyone and were just sitting in a cave in the Himalayas, emitting the energy of love and peace, you'd be changing the vibratory quality of the planet and creating a community disposed to harmony and mutual cooperation. Each of us will do this service in our unique way, with those sent to us in the universal flow. To go countercurrent to that flow is painful, exhausting, and unfulfilling. This often leads to depression and wanting to check out of life, especially if we've never checked into the joy of having like-spirited playmates, cosmic troublemakers disrupting consensus reality with higher visions and win-win-win games instead of one-upsmanship. That is, undertakings in which I win, you win, and the world wins. This is my intention for this course, to be an incubator in which each one of us exercises our inner listening develops new models and courage for creative expression, and ability to manifest mutually empowering games, individually and collectively. So, together, let us complete Class 1, Handout 3, Community Building Inventory. In Section 1, briefly describe how you have participated in a like-spirited community in each of the 4 life areas. Now, this may well take putting on a set of holy vision glasses that allows you to see, perhaps for the first time, the intentions of the spirits that came together with you, even if the personalities or egos seemed to fight like the proverbial cats and dogs. There was still something that drew you together, quotes, for better or worse. Many of our families were like this. Now, even if it's a stretch for your mind, list at least one group in each area as best you can. Then in Section 2 of Handout 3, note a goal you have for participating in a like-spirited community in each of the 4 life areas. Remember, this does not necessarily require more work on your part than having the intention and being the love that you are. Complete this now and come back to the video. Perhaps the most challenging aspect of this work is with the critical mind modeled for most of us to try to, quotes, keep us safe. We will be looking more closely and scientifically at this later in our course. For now, however, simply ask your mind in doing this work for the skill it exercises when you take it to the theater. That is a, quotes, willing suspension of disbelief. It's hard to enjoy a play if every moment you are saying to yourself, oh, this is not real. That couple is not really married. He doesn't really work at a shoe factory. They're all acting, etc. So it is in this course if you're continually discounting your intentions and abilities, envisioning your future based on disparaging interpretations of your past and concluding, none of this is real because I'm a loser. You never get the point. It's not about old scenes our mind paints of the past. We're on this stage now to bring forth and ennoble our spirit, to rewrite our script, and create inclusive scenarios. Each of us are the heroes of our own play if we have the courage to throw out the old characterizations of ourselves and embrace the undaunted spirit which lies within. So let's suspend our beliefs in the old realities our fears have manufactured and listen more attentively to the song of our heart and the calling of our guides and companions on this magnificent adventure on the planet we now call home. Let's take charge of the ownership of our home in new and fearless ways during our time together. And even if we look foolish to the world of consensus reality at times, let's have fun going for the win-win-win. Holding you in my heart as fellow travelers on the road home, I send and receive blessings for our circle and all sentient beings till next class. Blessings in light and love.